Hi, I'm Leanna, and this is the first proper video of this channel. And I had an inspiration to connect in as we tip from 2020 into 2021. And it's literally about 10 o'clock in the evening on the 31st of December, and I'm just sitting here with the fire, contemplating this year that's been, and been quite a year, hey? Quite a year for many, well, for everyone really, but everyone in different ways, maybe similar ways, collectively, but also individually. Such big things have happened for people. I know for myself, I was realizing when I did a little ritual last night, what I'm going to be taking with me, what I've gleaned from this year, what I'll be taking with me from this extraordinary year. And that, there are quite a few things actually. My entire business is shifted gears. It'd been bubbling under the surface and had been slowly taking, the steps had been slowly being taken towards orienting my work towards just working primarily with women. And this year it just went a bit faster, quite a bit faster, and it was just really clear to let go of a lot of things that were not in alignment anymore. And that was quite scary, but somehow it was really, the messages were very clear. And it felt like, especially when everything got really quiet, when everything stopped and all the nature just came back and was just so much louder, it was got really clear in my body, in my heart and in my womb that this can't be ignored anymore. And it had been coming in waves for me over the last few years, and I'd been holding women's circles and working privately with women. But there was something that got much clearer and internally louder inside my being. And in the face of a lot of the kind of, in a way, the darkness being exposed out there of the, we might describe the more patriarchal structures exposing themselves, showing themselves to not be working anymore. It's like the mother nature started to get really expressive inside, and there was this like thrust forward and a lot of shedding of stuff that wasn't working, or not so much wasn't working, wasn't feeling resonant anymore. But that also was a bit scary because it left me feeling a bit kind of on a raft in the middle of a sea going, okay, I surrender, I do this, but at the same time also, you know, the inner child and the one that craves stability and safety and a sense of knowing what's happening was a bit ruffled by it all. But something deeper was clear to just keep going. So a lot has dropped away for me this year, and it's interesting to see how, in a way, unrecognizable my life is now. And I'm sure that's the same for a lot of people. Like, we've had this space, this opportunity to reevaluate and make choices that feel current and in alignment with what is revealing itself within us at this unprecedented time. And as the year draws to an end, it feels really poignant and important to just appreciate what has happened and maybe where we're ready to step into, or to I think primarily to acknowledge first. That feels like the most important thing. What am I going to carry through with me into the next year that I have cultivated this year and celebrated and grown? And Yeah, so it's important to look at those things and then just feel into, I think, feel into what this next year is calling us into. And of course we can't know exactly what's going to happen, but it feels clearer and clearer that the more silent we get inside, the more deeply in touch with our connection to ourselves, to the silence, but also to nature that's here, that, you know, we are nature. And to spend a good amount of time in nature every day feels really important and helpful for us to keep reattuning to the sanity as the old structures, the old matrices, the old false matrix that's been there for however many thousands of years, and we're ready to transition now into a remembering and relocation, energetically, physically for some. A lot of people are like moving to different places. A lot of people are moving out of the city. There's this call back into nature, and I think there's a big reason for that. Like, we're ready to reattune to her, reattune to the mother, reattune to the natural within us. And then the next step is shown, and the next step is shown, and the next step is shown. And it seems also like this reattuning, this realigning, this remembering and a surrendering are needed in equal measure. It's like the words that are coming now, the two pillars that are needed, a remembering and a surrendering, and a taking the steps on what we're recognizing and aligning with inside, the little nudges inside that tell us to do this, to walk there, to make that video, or to get in touch with that person, to offer that service. And it feels, yeah, super important to just really, like I've said, look back, see what we've done, where we're heading, with an open heart, open energy, just an openness. And we'll be shown the next step and the next step and the next step. And I hold private one-to-one sessions and ceremonies, working with reconnection and a reclamation of the divine feminine, deep drop into the womb space, and such beautiful sacred healing space of aligning and reorienting into the feminine light, whatever she is wanting to express and call us into at this time. So I'd love to hear from you if you feel drawn to working more deeply with the divine feminine and discovering what that is within you. Then I would be honoured to journey with you. And there's info in the description below of how to get in touch and see if we're a match to work together. Thank you for listening. I'm going to tend to my fire now. I'm wishing you a beautiful new year and honouring of the soul, your soul's work in this life, and beautiful, easeful transition into 2021. Lots of love.